This is exactly why NASCAR keeps us hooked every single season without fail. Just when a driver seems predictable, everything suddenly turns upside down. You think the storyline is locked, the hero and villain already decided. Then one wild moment flips the entire narrative in seconds. This week delivered that exact kind of shock to the system. On the biggest stage in American motorsport, everything changed fast. Fans were buzzing, critics scrambling to rewrite their takes overnight. One driver silenced doubters, even if the results looked ordinary. Real NASCAR fans know this race is never just another Sunday. It represents legacy, pressure, and reputations forged under brutal spotlight. What we witnessed was not simply running near the front. It was a bold statement delivered at full throttle. But Daytona has a reputation for rewriting scripts without warning. Just when confidence builds, chaos erupts without mercy. Before diving deeper, true fans know moments like this matter. They remind us why we watch every single lap. Now let's break down exactly what unfolded at Daytona, because this story deserves more than a simple box score. The man who shook up the 2026 Daytona 500 surprised many. Shane Van Gisbergen became the center of attention. Yes, that Shane Van Gisbergen from New Zealand supercars dominance. Three-time champion known as a road course assassin. Some fans still doubted his oval racing capabilities. Questions followed him into every superspeedway weekend. His Cup debut in Chicago during 2023 stunned everyone watching. First start, no warm-up, and he won immediately. That performance felt almost unreal at the time. He arrived and conquered without hesitation. He backed it up again in Mexico City 2025, then later conquered the Charlotte Roval that same season. 6 Cup road course wins began stacking quickly. 4 more victories came in the O'Reilly Auto Parts series. Still, the critics repeated the same narrative constantly. They claimed he was only dangerous on road courses. Superspeedways, they argued, were completely different beasts. Daytona would expose weaknesses, they insisted loudly. His 2025 Daytona 500 did not silence doubters. He was caught early and struggled laps down. That race faded into memory without much impact. But 2026 felt different from the very beginning. You could sense redemption fueling his focus. He wanted to rewrite that superspeedway narrative. Qualifying did not start smoothly for Trackhouse Racing. All 3 cars struggled to show front-running speed. SVG qualified 37th, far from ideal position. Ross Chastain started 34th, Connor Zeilish 23rd. Those spots hardly screamed future Daytona contender. But superspeedway racing is rarely about pure qualifying speed. Patience and trust define success at Daytona. Drafting partners matter more than starting position. SVG admitted he was still learning drafting friendships. That honesty earned respect across the garage. Then came the duel races before Sunday Showdown. He started 19th in Duel 1 calmly. He saved fuel and avoided unnecessary aggression early. A late caution reshuffled the field dramatically. He pitted, lined up 8th for overtime restart. Barely escaped a multi-car crash on final lap. He finished 6th and gained valuable confidence. That effort locked him 13th for Sunday's grid. Race day arrived with chaos before green flag. Multiple drivers were forced into backup cars. The grid shuffled, tension rising across pit road. Daytona nerves were already at maximum levels. Even SVG dealt with heel protector issues pre-race. Small problems feel massive at Daytona 500. Once green flag waved, he attacked immediately. Within laps, he surged toward the front. 3-wide racing unfolded under brutal wind conditions. Commentators mentioned strongest gusts in Daytona history. He looked calm, aggressive, yet fully controlled. already mixing inside the top 5 confidently. Early caution followed a tire failure incident. Still, he maintained position among the leaders. The wind made cars twitch violently on straights. One wrong move meant instant disaster. Yet he held the preferred top lane firmly, like a veteran of countless superspeedway battles. Green flag pit stops shuffled positions briefly, but he cycled back into contention quickly. Then came a tense moment with William Byron. A push caused him to brush the wall. Immediately, SVG radioed to apologize sincerely. Hard racer, but respectful competitor always. Stage 1 ended with him 25th position. Strategy calls kept the bigger picture alive. Stage 2 became far more intense. He restarted deep, but charged forward rapidly. By lap 32, he reached 5th again. Inside lane momentum began building strongly. Ross Chastain ran beside him near the front. Kyle Larson pushed aggressively from behind. The outside lane formed with sudden power. Momentum surged like a tidal wave. Then it happened in unforgettable fashion. Shane van Gisbergen took the Daytona lead. Critics who doubted his oval ability watched closely. The outsider now led racing's grandest oval. He led 3 laps with total composure. Trackhouse cars controlled the front confidently. At halfway, he remained firmly top 5, racing alongside elite superspeedway veterans. Then Daytona delivered its cruel reminder. 6 laps left in Stage 2, chaos erupted. A spin triggered a massive 17-car pileup. Cars stacked violently across racing surface. SVG collided, spun, and hit his teammate Chastain. Heavy damage ended his front-running charge. From leading to laps down within moments. That heartbreak defines Daytona's reputation. Crew repaired the car enough to continue. He fought on as a lucky dog contender. Late caution granted him a free pass. Back to 1 lap down, hope alive. 4 laps left as green waved again. Final lap chaos erupted everywhere. Cars crashed while battling for victory. Through the smoke, Tyler Reddick found daylight. He claimed the 2026 Daytona 500 triumph. SVG crossed 30th, 1 lap down. The box score tells an ordinary story, but the race itself tells something deeper. He led over 120 laps. He ran with superspeedway specialists confidently. He controlled lanes and executed precise pushes, learning lessons in real-time speed. That performance was never simple survival. It was undeniable proof of growth. The road course-only label is fading. The garage now views him differently. Superspeedway respect changes future drafting dynamics. Teammates and rivals notice that performance. Growth sometimes hides behind poor finishing positions. Respect often matters more than statistics. Sunday delivered exactly that kind of respect, earned through fearless racing at Daytona. Now debate begins among passionate fans. Does he fully belong on ovals? After what Daytona showed us, season momentum shifts, and this story is far from over.